to Tenon Time's Doctor Who 60th week. Welcome to Tenon Time's podcast, the podcast that talks about Doctor Who and Star Wars, hosted by Lee Craddock. Welcome and hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Batu? Yes, Grogu? Batu? Hello! Welcome back to Tenon Time and happy 60th anniversary to Doctor Who. So, this episode, I'm continuing the Doctor Who celebrations. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with sharing a bit of the history of the show for you guys, and then talk about the main topic of the video is why I love Doctor Who. Before I start, please like this episode and subscribe to this channel and click the notification button so you can get up to date with all the episodes coming up and that have already been on. Let's go back in time. Grogu, a bit of two, please. Batu! The show started in November 1963. The cast consisted of William Hartnell, Caroline Ford, William Russell and Jacqueline Hill. The show had to deal with issues behind the scenes, but it ended up being a success. Throughout the 60 years, the cast has changed a lot, and in 1966 they introduced a process where they changed the actor's face, so William Hartnell became Patrick Troughton, and allowed the show to last so long. The show has tackled some real life topics, race, politics, LGBTQ+, environmental issues, disabilities, and more. Plus, they have made the Doctor diverse throughout the years, as they've cast Jodie Whittaker, Joe Martin, and Ncuti Gatwa, all breaking the boundaries with their Doctors, and also with the master, the Doctor's arch nemesis, Michelle Gomez and Sacha Dhawan, have also done the same thing. There have been friends, co-companions that travel with the Doctor throughout the years. There are a group of people who are the Doctor's friends, and we call them companions, and they are like the surrogate audience to represent us, asking questions and just helping the story. And there's been quite a great bunch of companions we've had. Elizabeth Sladen, Billy Piper, Jenna Coleman, Mandy Gill, Bonnie Langford, Katie Manning, Fraser Hines. There's so many people, and we've been lucky to have quite an array of comedians take on companion roles. Catherine Tate, Matt Lucas, Bradley Walsh and John Bishop have all taken the companion role at some point. So that's it on the history. Let's get on to the main topic of the video. I want to start with why I think diversity is something I love about Doctor Who. It's something that I personally have learned and grown through myself, and Doctor Who is one of the shows to have helped me understand. There has been so many amazing talents, not just from, Britain, but also around the world, but also representing the communities. For example, Freema Agyeman, she obviously broke the barrier for black companions and she started it all. Then there's Jodie Whittaker, of course. When she played the Doctor, she broke the barriers for female being Doctors and made statements with her costume and, of course, her tuxedo, which she still rocks to say. There's also been disability representation, and we're going to be seeing it with Ruth Manley, Shirley-Ann Bingham, who I'm really excited for. She is what I like to call a legend, and I can't wait. Also, we've had cast from the transgender community. We've got Yasmin Finney right now playing Rose Noble. And from what I've heard, it looks like they are going to focus on maybe history, which I think it will really be great for the show. We have Bethany back before her, and also we've got Mary Malone and Pete Michelle coming up. So there's a lot of trans talent to come, and I'm glad that Doctor Who is sticking with it. Also, we've had Pearl Marker become the first openly gay companion, of course, back in 2017. And then we have Phasmin with Joe Whittaker and Mandy Gill. which I personally love, and I just miss them so much because they were great together. I still wanted more from them. They deserve more screen time, but yeah, that's just what happened. The show has done a lot of political episodes. For example, we've had the Syrian plot, Harold Saxon. They've done quite a lot of political, and I think it's really interesting because some of these episodes are fantastic, but they do a really great job of telling politics, environmental issues, of course. A bit hit or miss there, but I love the fact that they're not afraid of giving it a go, and they should be really proud of themselves. They did tackle the Rosa Parks story back in 2018, and that obviously is loved by so many people. So that's it for diversity, why I love diversity. So now we're going to move on to someone who I did mention in that previous topic. It's Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor. She made Doctor Who amazing, and when I look back at her now, I can see of how Harry really stood out to me. It's not perfect, there are errors, but for me, I just think it's so amazing. I relate to her a lot. I think she has a great team. Also, as I mentioned before, she rocks the tuxedo. Honestly, I can't stop saying it. There's just a lot of things to love, and the fact that she always had to deal with all this, criticism stuff, but because of gender, but the fact that she managed to last a long time just shows the fact that women can be the Doctor, and she was one of my favourite things on the show. Like I said before, Mandip and her were phenomenal together. I still think they deserve more. I just loved her with the historical figures as well. I loved her then. Yeah, I just miss her so much. And what really makes me happy is there was this show, of course, this year, starring Rosario Dawson. She led as Ahsoka. And I look back at that and I just sometimes compare how good both leads are. And I have also talked about Ahsoka on the show, so if you want to see Ahsoka content, click on the Ahsoka playlist and you'll see all the episodes regarding the show. But yeah, it's like fantasy for me is kind of still going on in the shows, and it just makes me happy, and that's why I love it so much. Peter Capaldi as 12, of course, is my next one. I absolutely love the man, the gentleman. As I've said, he's a gentleman. I loved how Scottish he was. He made me really understand that it's good to have the Doctor act like a gentleman, and also represent here, of course, for all the people out there, showing that you can be the Doctor at any age, and he really showed how good he is. And I just enjoy him. He had some great companions. Also, the Durham story and the Orient Express storyline, which he was really good at. He was the Doctor with the first gay companion, of course, Bill. And I like the fact that the Doctor handles it well as well. And I'm glad that they were able to do it, because I think 12, even though he's not the most immediate Doctor, for him to handle a big topic like that, even though it's just one scene and maybe a few sentences, he still handles it so well. So shout out to you, Peter Capaldi. Yeah, just think he has a lot of things to deal with too, and it just makes you love and root for him. And that story in Series 9, it's just nice to see him work it from a negative and just move on. Even though it's a sad thing, it still really resonates with me, because I love that team as well. Next, of course, it's time for Tenon Time. Yes. Now, dear Tennant, I think he is the legend. I think he is not just great as the Doctor himself. He is a brilliant man. When you hear his interviews or watch him, I love the attitude. And he has one of the best ambassadors for the show. I'm just excited to see him come back. I was a bit, but not anymore. I'm happy for him. And I just can't wait to see what he does and see how he handles certain topics, you know. But what really is sad that he's only going to be in for 3 episodes, and that makes me feel sad. But that's the show. But I'm so grateful to David for bringing me into the show, because I joined the show during his first series. I started watching, and I'm really grateful for him and everyone to bring me to the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From another tribute to now, staying with thank yous, Elizabeth Lane is obviously my next topic. I'm grateful for Elizabeth for bringing me to Classic Who. You know, I also watched the Sarah Jane Adventures. She was bringing that, and she just really was a kind-hearted actress. The way she came into, when they brought her on show, and the kind of was a backstory into her, you know, she felt really, you know, like she developed a lot, and that's the thing. She just was different, and her first episode is still iconic. I still love it, and I want to say thank you to Elizabeth. Thank you. I want to talk about why I am a huge fan of campaigns lasting for a long time, because I actually feel like if you stay for a long time, you can really connect more. An example of this, of course, is Manic Girl Yasmin Khan. At the beginning, Yaz was undershadowed by everyone else, and obviously Chris Chubb had planned, and I'm glad she stayed on because she became a hero at the end. And once again, Manic's just a talent, and sometimes, yes, you wish you saw more at the beginning, but it does sometimes backfire. For Yaz, this worked perfectly, and she is loved by me and so many fans who love her. And of course, there is the Fasman community who love her. She's brilliant. Another fave who lasted a long time was, of course, Jenna Coleman, Clara Oswald. I still love her so much. You know, I just felt she and Carl Pico had a lot basically a lot to give. Matt Smith and Nova great. There was some inappropriate things, but that's not for now. With Peter, she had a great connection. They were a good pairing. I'm glad that they got a second chance together, because if she left after series 8, I don't know if she would have held on as much. But I'm glad she did, because her story is proof that sometimes cockiness is obviously going to end up to your downfall. And I think Series 9 for me represents the fact that it's a bit similar to Series 2, but a lot more devastating. Also down a long time was Tikan Javanka, played by Jackfield. Legend, amazing, different, unique. She just felt like the classic equivalent of Donna Noble in a good way, because she and Catherine Tate both represent well, and I love that. And plus, Janet coming back, legend. Part of it would be Fraser Hines, Jamie McCrim. I love the guy. He's a legend. His catchphrase is still iconic. I just can't stop laughing at him. He's a legend. I'd rather watch someone like him entertain me. But yeah, I do like his banter to the Doctor. Honestly, there's a reason why people love him, and he is a talent. My next pick is, of course, probably going to be controversial. The Timeless Child. Now, I've spoken a lot on the podcast about this, and I have a few more videos coming on the way, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, the reveal for me, look, I have my opinions. The whole thing, perfect. I think once you get the consequences and stuff like that, it really builds up and makes me appreciate the Doctor, not just through Joy, but everyone else, even the ones that deserve better from Texan, bad Texan, yeah, and it just brings a lot more into it. I'm glad that Chris had these guts to continue it. All these showrunners, Russell T. Davies, Atkins, they all have guts to try something new. Yes, it's controversial, but I respect them for it. I just think it's still a brilliant thing. I'm glad that there's just going to be a small mention of Flux or Timeless Child, as Russell said. But like I said, one line or something is enough. It would be just nice to hear a mention. Even though it's not strict to the plot point, it is still a victory for the show to do that. I don't think anyone else has done that, so it's a huge respect from Russell, and I'm happy for it. My next pick, of course, is Heaven Sent, back in 2015. The episode in particular is risky for being Peter Capaldi mainly on his own, and the only one basically speaking except for Jenna coming for a few lines. That takes guts. Yes, it may be not immediate, but there's some dramatics, there's a story. One of the most iconic scenes there, and personally, I think that's a hell of a is still one of the best catchphrases out there. And Peter's performance is brilliant. Rachel Taylor's direction, seeing what's right. It's just a bit of story, and I loved it so much. I really did. It's Tuxedo Time. I am a huge fan of the Doctor in a tuxedo, but also I love it when I see beautiful dresses for the ladies as well, and I just feel like the costuming through the costume department is brilliant. They do a good job. Even women have been in suits and still slay. 13, shout out to you. Yeah, it's nice to see them dress up sometimes, because it is good to see them, fit in the periods, and sometimes it makes it more elegant, sophisticated, and beautiful. And I have a huge respect for that. And some of my favourite episodes do have the characters dressed up. Yeah, it's lovely. It's a great thing, and I can't wait for what else in series 14, because there's some good suits in there and dresses. I love the music of Doctor Who. We've had some fantastic tracks from all of our composers. Clara's theme, Fane's theme, Pearl's theme, the instrumental jazz version of You Don't Stop Me Now, the Stowaway sung by Yemit Mamo, Doomsday, Tegan and Marie Simon themes. There's just so many good tracks out there, like Breaking the Wall and the Dream track. I also want to give a huge shout out to the single track. It's definitely brilliant, as Freddie would say. Finally, Melody Pond is also one of my favourite tracks, as it's used for probably some of the most emotional scenes of the 6th series. Thank you, every single composer, for creating brilliant music for Doctor Who. Next topic, it's no surprise, it's Shuey Gatwa. Honestly, I gotta give him a huge shout out here. Obviously, really hyped for him. He does look like Doctor material. He's got something unique, and of course I feel represented because he's obviously born in the same decade I was born. I just feel for him. He's gonna give a lot to the role. I just can't wait to see him just come on and impress, because there'll be loads of fans who will relate to him, and I'm just glad that this has happened. Same with Jo Martin. Remember, she was a surprise, and people have cosplayed her brilliantly. Shout out to you guys. And yeah, it's going to be amazing to see the cosplays for Shooty. Some of the rumours I've been hearing actually do sound really groundbreaking if they do happen, but she's just going to be what the show needs, and what the show needs to stay relevant. I think it's time for some youthness and some new looks, and just a new look. If you want to see me talk costumes with Shooty or anything Shooty, I'll probably be doing some stuff on Capatica. So please subscribe to Capatica if you want to see more of that. My final thing is I want to give a huge shout out to all my friends in the Doctor community. Thank you for being my friend and for talking Doctor Who with me. Plus, I want to thank Doctor Who for giving me the opportunity to do new stuff. For example, Doctor Who What Why. I'm able to create my own fan fiction stories, which I'm extremely grateful for, thanks to the show. Allow me to share my love for the show and that, and also my YouTube stuff, Lisa and Capatica, and also Phasma and Jarins, because it's allowed me to invite people on to chat with, and I've enjoyed chatting with people. A huge shout out to all my guests. I am very grateful for the opportunity. Huge shout out to all the cast of Doctor Who and crew. Thank you for making the show and And a big round of applause from me. Thank you. In my next episode, I'm going to be previewing all 3 specials for the 60th anniversary starring David Tennant and Catherine Tate. The Star Beast, Wild Blue Under, and The Giggle. That's it for this episode. Happy 60th anniversary to Doctor Who. Thank you for listening once again. Why do you love Doctor Who? Comment down below on at First and 22 on social media. If you love everything I've done this week, please like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and click the notifications so you can stay in touch for all the latest stuff coming on the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next. Thank you for listening to Phasma and Jarrins. Please get in touch at First122 on social media. If you love anything I do, please subscribe to the Phasma and Jarrins YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Subscribe to Phasma and Jarrins and stay tuned for more podcasts. See ya!